Hello friends, welcome back to the League of 72. It's time. It has to be. There's a mini pause when it comes to the EFL seasons, and so we're going to grade every single team's season so far. This is for League One, so if you're a League One fan, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let me know if I got your grading right. Let's begin with Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley D. Capable of better. Accrington Stanley finished last season with a respectable 12th place finish. However, this season they are struggling to replicate that feat, and with the squad ageing and a tight budget, they have wilted somewhat, and their recent form has demonstrated this, with Stanley winless in their last 7. Barnsley C. should be higher in the league, in my opinion. After relegation from the Championship, many would have expected Barnsley to be top of the league at this stage with the quality of players they possess. But their form has been patchy this season. Despite picking up some brilliant wins against opposition lower down the league, they do seem to lack an edge in the bigger matches and struggle to score. Bolton, B+. Really, really good so far. Bolton are currently in 7th spot, level on points with Derby, and look like they could make a real push for the playoffs this season. After cementing their place in League One last season after their promotion, they look to be really kicking on this season and look like contenders for a top 6 finish. Bristol Rovers C. Paying the price for a rollercoaster season last year, I think. After a thrilling end to last season, it seems that the highs of last season are taking their toll on the squad just a little bit. Having said this, being 17th at this stage of the season is still very respectable for Rovers, considering they only just snuck into the division through the automatics last season, and this is their first season back in League One. Burton Albion, it's got to be a D, isn't it? It needs to be a little bit better. Burton are way too leaky at the back and are paying the price for it, with 38 goals conceded after 18 matches. Their defence, it's holding them back from safety as things stand. They sit second bottom and need to tighten up to save their season. Cambridge United, C for Cambridge, steady. After a successful mid-table 14th place finish last season, they are still steady Eddie, and despite being 18th in the league, don't look in any danger of going down, which should be considered a success for them, considering this is only their second season back in League One. Charlton, C-, underperforming with a squad of Charlton's quality. I'd expect a lot more from them in all honesty. 11th place and 4 points from the playoff positions is a bit of an underperformance, considering the expectation at the club and the size of the club. That said, Raksaki's recent displays have been really, really positive. Cheltenham Town's got to be a B. Did well to stay up last season and are competitive again this year. Staying up should be considered a huge success for this Cheltenham team, and their recent form suggests that they may replicate the heroics of last season. Currently 19th in the table, they still have to be a little bit wary and avoid complacency, but the general demeanour of the squad makes me believe that they'll be just fine and have another positive season. Derby County, B+, could have gone either way, if we're honest. With Derby undergoing a rebuild, their season could have gone, it could have been terrible with every team feeling like it's a cup final against them, or they could have shown their quality, and it's overall been positive so far for the Rams, hasn't it? Currently in 6th position, they look to be a decent team with decent form, and the average of 27k in terms of attendances this season gives that positive feeling, especially when you start winning football matches. Exeter City handled promotion brilliantly. I'm going to give them an A. There's no such thing as second season syndrome as far as Exeter City are concerned. They continue to be a brilliant attacking team, scoring 31 goals so far this season and only 3 points off the playoffs. We may potentially see back-to-back promotions. Forest Green, struggling to cope a little bit. I'm going to give them a D. FGR are struggling to cope with the demands of League One football, and after a stellar League Two campaign, their attacking style seems to be letting them down this year. Forest Green Rovers have conceded 37 goals so far, which is over 2 a game, which is just not ideal, is it? They have also won 3 matches out of their 18 and sit at the foot of the table. Losing so many players in the summer seems to have really hurt them. Fleetwood Town, very close to a B, but for Fleetwood, it's going to be a C+. Fleetwood have only lost 4 matches this season, but on the other hand, they've only won 4. They've drawn a total of 10 matches. If they find a way of turning these draws into wins, then they stand a brilliant chance of making a playoff push. Coach Scott Brown is doing a great job for the most part, though. Ipswich, they're showing their ability. It's got to be an A, hasn't it? Ipswich have a very good squad and a brilliant manager to go along with it. Under McKenna, they're playing a lovely brand of football that sees a lot of goals scored. Ipswich are excellent at controlling matches, and with their attacking wing-backs, they have a very exciting play style. Leif Davis has been a revelation at left wing-back. Lincoln City are showing signs of improvement. I'm going to give them a B. Lincoln are a funny side. It always seems to be a roller coaster over there with some brilliant moments and some not so brilliant ones as well. But this season, they've sort of averaged out. With the club in 13th spot, they could go either way based on what we've seen so far. The 1-1 draw against Plymouth recently, though, is an excellent result, and it's one of the reasons I think they're on their way up. MK Dons, they've fallen off a cliff, really, haven't they? After a great season last season, finishing third, only 3 points off top, MK Dons now find themselves with only 4 wins from 17 matches, and they're flirting dangerously close to a relegation battle. The squad has undergone a major overhaul recently, and it's just not clicking for them at the minute. Morecambe, C-. It was always going to be tough. Cole Stockton's goals were a godsend for Morecambe last season, and it helped them get over the line, and so on so many occasions. Whilst they are still hard to beat this season, Stockton is goalless in 14 matches, and that has been a major difference in their fortunes this season. If he starts popping off again and scoring those goals, Morecambe's fortitude at the back alongside his threat will see them safe again. But at the minute, they are struggling, but that's to be expected. Oxford United C. Hope for better. Oxford have been a side that have consistently challenged for the playoff spots over the past few seasons or so. Therefore, their current 12th placed standing is a bit underwhelming. If their players show a bit more consistency, they'll be in for a good second half of the season, as there is talent there, but they don't always live up to their abilities. Peterborough United A. Exciting times at Peterborough. Peterborough amongst the best sides in the division when it comes to attacking opposition. This is something, of course, we've seen in previous seasons for a club that is a real yo-yo team, isn't it, between the Championship and League One. With 34 goals scored so far, they play lovely attacking football and have also secured the results they deserve in the process, with the club sat in 4th spot. Johnson Clark-Harris and Jack Marriott have scored a total of 21 goals this season between them. Potent. Plymouth A+. Is this finally their time after years of building and improving year on year? Is this the season Plymouth mount their title charge? Plymouth fans, let me know in the comments down below. The current standings would suggest so, with Argyle top and clear by 4 points. Stephen Schumacher has done brilliantly since taking over from Ryan Lowe, and it's an insight into how much Plymouth get right in terms of decisions they make off the pitch. Port Vale B. Doing well, need to keep it up. After promotion through the playoffs last season, Port Vale are holding a good account of themselves this season with 23 points from their first 18 games. New signing Ellis Harrison has been an excellent coup, with the forward scoring 7 goals so far from only 16 starts. Port Vale, I think they're going to be fine. Portsmouth could make a title charge. I'm going to give them a B+. Currently in 5th spot, I think Portsmouth have what it takes to make a title charge with 28 points on the board. And 2 games in hand, they could put themselves right in contention if they win both of those. Portsmouth have only lost 2 matches all season and look in banging form. Sheffield Wednesday, A. Pushing the top 2 all the way. It really is tight up there. Sheffield Wednesday are only 1 point off second place Ipswich and will likely pounce on any slip-up by the Tractor Boys. Sheffield Wednesday have been excellent going forward this season, but their defence deserves a lot of praise. With only 16 goals conceded, only Barnsley and Bolton have conceded fewer. Wednesday also have the best goal difference in the league. A very well-rounded squad. Shrewsbury Town C. Average. There's been improvement at Shrewsbury this season on the whole, but they're just not reliable, They started the season well, but have since followed it up with a 5-game winless streak, which is seeing them slip down the table. Wycombe, going to give them a C, but they are capable of better. But maybe they've been running hot over the last few years. Wycombe have historically proven a lot of people wrong over the last few seasons and harnessed their underdog mentality well in order to win matches against the odds. This season, they've stuttered a little bit with an ageing squad. They seem to be a little bit tired at times, and that's resulted in a lack of consistency that was once so important for them. So there you have it, guys. What do you think about my grades? Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Was I a little bit too harsh? Or was I a little bit too lenient? The only way I'll know is if you let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. And if you're a fan of the EFL, this is the place for you. Make sure you subscribe for all your EFL needs. This is the League of 72. And thanks for watching.